Hi guys, Alexa1 here, and in this edition of Cool Games Reviewed we're gonna have a look at some 1 minute games that I've played, which are not essentially high quality, but are pretty fun and pretty cool to see. So take in mind these are all 1 minute games. We're gonna have a look at 5 of them, and I'll just browse through them quite quickly because, well, it's just 1 minute, so that's kind of how you should see them. So anyways, we play pusimiga, which is a pretty weird name. It seems like he's been labeled as a computer as of now. If I look at the finger of him, but whatever. Back then it wasn't, so either he cheated or I don't know. So I played this Bishop C5, which is known as the Traxler Gambit. Definitely in 1 minute games I tend to be even more cheesy in my openings and just going for major attacks whenever I can. So this is relatively solid. Well, not solid, I mean it's relatively known, this line. And d4 is a bit strange, to be honest. The normal move by far is knight f3, and then bishop g4, and then queen e8, queen h5 are the main ideas. But d4 is pretty strange. I responded with an equally strange move. I think I pre-moved it. As you can see, I didn't lose any time, and I think I just thought knight f3 was happening. After f3 though, we could also take with the knight, it seems. And now we have some sort of, well, we might have knight takes g4 here actually. Or no, then bishop takes g5, so knight takes e4. This was also a possibility, it seems. We're threatening knight g3 check and rook h8 mate. And this is a nice line actually. Instead we took with the pawn though, and we just took on g5. So here it seems we're doing pretty bad, but this bishop is actually pretty strong. And by moving rook h8, we're somewhat threatening rook takes h2. So for instance, if he goes a3, which is a totally bizarre move, but this is the whole threat, and now it's mate. So he has to do something about it, which he doesn't. But because of this move, it's not mate because we don't have queen h4 at the end, which we had in the last line. I don't quite remember why I played king d7, but yeah, e5, we just take it. And now the fun begins, because now we can take on e4 with the check, and yeah, the king kind of gets in the open. So this is quite an interesting position. I think we took on g5, which is the best move. If we don't, there is no real mate idea. We could play queen h7 with the idea of rook f8, because the king is totally stuck in the middle. But taking here is also fine. If he takes back, for instance, I don't know if he did actually. Yeah, he did. But it seems like we're gonna mate him. If he doesn't, I don't even see a move for him. Yeah, if the engine comes up with queen takes d6 here, it's just horrible, of course. So, but let's say he goes a3 or something. We can also still go rook f8, and if he takes, we have a mate here. And if he goes here, we have a mate there, so. Yeah. And now we're... Oh, there was a much quicker mate, it seems. g6. Ah, yeah, okay. That's quite a nice mate. This also quite easily wins. Rook takes f1. If he takes back, we can take there and have a mate. I don't know if that's the game. That's the game. So yeah, pretty good game. Pretty fun game as well. So let's have a look at the next one. Let me type in. Yeah, and I was black here as well. So this is against SoliDeo, SoliDeo. I don't know. The guy is an FM, and he's pretty good. So let's have a look. E5 probably, and again a Traxler, so that's nice. But this time he takes with the knight, and these Traxler openings just are pretty cool to look at. So this is the idea. if he takes, we're gonna take on e4, and then queen h4 is coming, and I think this is quite a well-known line in this variation. And now d3, and it's quite hard to make something out of it. I think d5 is the best move, but for black, I mean. But king f1 is definitely one of the main moves. d5. This is all still theory, so I don't quite remember what he does. He went for knight c3. This is the well-known line here. So queen a4, knight d7, and if she takes now on d4, you have queen f6, takes on e5, and queen f4, and now it's over. We're threatening all sorts of stuff, and the king doesn't really have a place to go anymore. So this is a win. But after in this position, he can I think the best move here is to take on f2, or I might be mistaken actually. I think this was known to be a draw. So you go queen f6, rook f1, queen h4, g3, takes on h2, and then either d3 I think, and then knight takes c2, and this was a forced line in some classical games, and they managed to draw here. So queen g2 and then knight b5 I think, and then a draw was agreed here. But yeah, he went knight c3. Bishop g4 is the real obvious move, and now probably taking with the knight. So he could maybe take on the f2, but then queen c5 is probably going to come, or knight takes e3. So yeah, that's probably bad. But now it's quite interesting as to what I'm supposed to do here. I think I don't really remember what I did here, but I think bishop h4 seems like a reasonable move. Yeah, and indeed, I mean, it seems like queen f8 is winning according to the engine, so that might be much better. I guess the point is if he takes, we have knight e4 and queen f2. This should probably win somewhere. King d7, that's quite a nice move. So the threat is bishop f5 and then rook e8 mate. Okay, so queen f8 for the next time. Thematically speaking, bishop h4 is definitely fine. g3, check. And now the fun starts here. Oh, it doesn't. I thought we were winning here for sure. So it seems like queen c5 would win here. If d4, then probably just take here. Yeah. And now it's pretty hard to deal with this threat of queen g2. But instead we try to sacrifice other materials. If he takes h4, queen f6 is winning, with a double threat of queen b6, queen f2, queen, oh not queen g3, queen g6 not, because of the knight here on h6, on h8, but yeah. A lot of threats. Queen e1, queen f3 probably, yeah, because now we're threatening here, and this is also a mate. So yeah, lots and lots of threats, and in a 1 minute game it's quite hard to deal with all the threats. Like I said before, these are 1 minute games, so bear that in mind. That should be your context here. He goes knight f4. There was a threat of queen f2 mate, of course. And this is quite a nice move, I think. So if he takes, this is quite a brilliant mate. And yeah, there are so many threats here. Well, 2. But yeah, bishop takes c3 is also a threat. There are a lot of hard moves to deal with here. As you can see, I kind of like this mating idea here as well. And now it's a mate. Just check on f2. I thought about it for 10 seconds it seems. But yeah, check on f2. If he takes with the queen, we're gonna just take back and be a queen up. Or even if he takes with the queen, we're probably gonna go queen g4 or queen g5. And if he takes with the rook, then we play this move. And if queen f1, we're gonna take that queen. And if not, if rook f1, it's a mate here. So yeah, I kind of like the ending of this game. Let's look at the next one. This is against Oldlove, which is quite a good 1-minute player as well. And we get a different opening. It's the Spanish 4 knights, and this is a known pawn sacrifice line, but I don't know the real theory about this line. I think this is somewhat fine, and it seems like it is. We're pawn down at the moment, but we're gonna win e4 back. So yeah, so far it's not that special, but now the fun starts somewhat. We're gonna try and threaten bishop g4, bishop h3. And I quite like this move actually. f3 seems like a natural move here, but then probably knight c3 or bishop h3, or I don't know. We probably could have played knight c3 here as well though. That would have been much better. But yeah, this bishop is a menacing piece, and all of a sudden it's over now. I'm gonna stop the engine, so you'll see. So he goes for queen e3 here, and now this seems like a reasonable move because we want to play queen h3, but if we go queen h3 now, he's gonna take on f3. However, we have this nice move. So the threat is knight h3, and mate in 1. And if he takes, we're gonna play queen h3, and it's a mate there. And if he goes rook e1 to make a run for it with his king, even though the king can't really run, but we still have this queen h3. So yeah, now it's over. And he resigned here. So yeah, fast game. 17 moves, 60 moves, but yeah, pretty cool game to be honest. Let's look at the fourth versus Impitoyable, French guy. Pretty cool guy. I watch his games quite a lot. The guy is pretty good. So in 1-minute play, I almost only play 1v4, and in these last two games, I get this e5 and f6 against me, and this is quite a cool line. So you go e4 here, and I'll show you guys how this game went. This was a pretty cool game. It's a known line, so it's not that special, but it's cool to see. So I think, I don't know, but this is one of the quickest mates you can get. I think mates like this. This is the mate you'll see is quite a known theme, and it's I haven't seen it being played even quicker, I guess. You'll see. So this is quite a cool line. f4 is known, and if he doesn't take with the pawn, we're gonna play f5. So he kind of has to take, and then knight f3 comes. So the threat is knight h4, and the best move in the position is queen e7 here. And theory suggests king d1 then. So if he takes with rook e1, so he can't really take. But yeah, that's the best. But instead he goes knight c6. I'll just stop the engine, by the way. So knight h4 is the idea. We're threatening to take here. And if he goes knight e5, we can just take and then take here, so that's bad. So he has to go knight e7. And now we went knight f5. So the best move in the position actually is king f8. We're threatening knight takes g7, amongst others. So king f8 is the best move, but then comes bishop takes f6, and now you should find, if you're black, you should find d5 here. This is known to be the best move, and then black is even a bit better. We can take on g7, take on h8, but yeah, black is just a tiny bit better. However, he took after 10 seconds of thinking, and now it's just pretty sweet. This is quite a nice finishing move, I think. Yeah, I mean, this position is pretty sick. 50 moves, and we only have 2 pieces here around this king, but it's a mate, so yeah, pretty nice. So yeah, that's the game. He resigned after queen f8, which is sad, because he can just allow this this nice picture to be made. But whatever, pretty cool. So that's one of the lines in the b4 e5 bishop e2 f6. And now the last game, which we'll have a look at, was against a GM called Hellcat. And yeah, let's have a look. So it went b4 e5 bishop e2 f6, and now e4 again. Yeah, he took, and this is the same as the last game, f4. But he goes d6 here, and I don't really know about this line actually. Knight h4 seems reasonable. And now we took. And this is a king hunt game, so we're gonna try and mate the king. He took on c3, which is kind of strange, but on the other hand, he wants to not allow a piece on d5 or a bishop or something on b5. The king is somewhat safe on c6 as of yet. However, after bishop takes, the king can't really go to the b file as well, because we have rook b1 then. As you can see by the engine evaluation, it's just totally winning for us. Even though we're not up material, this king on c6 is just horrible, of course. He goes f5, and now it's a mate. If he went to c5, queen d4 was definitely coming. And then rook b1, I guess, and this is a mate. So he goes to b6. And this picture is pretty nice. b5 only move. And then rook takes. I quite like this move, even though this seems to win even quicker. I don't know why. Why I kind of like it. This feels pretty natural. I kind of like this picture as well, though, with the two bishops. But we took with the rook, which is also fine, because now we have a threat of rook b8 mate, rook b3 mate. All these mates are somewhat unavoidable. And this is the game. So 90 moves, quite a quick game. Yeah, that's it. I quite hope you enjoyed these games. They're in my library. If you're on ICC, you can check out all my games, which I find to be pretty cool, in my library. So yeah, have a look at that. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.